guys, I'm Ryan, and on this episode of Baking with Ryan, I'm making a white drip cake. This cake is super elegant, and it's really easy to decorate. Today, I decorated my cake with sprinkles, and the inside is cookies and cream. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. The ingredients you'll need to make the cake are 3 6-inch Oreo cakes. I made these by mixing in crushed Oreos into vanilla cake batter. You'll also need white candy melts, heavy cream, vanilla buttercream, whole Oreos, and sprinkles. The ones I used are from Fancy Sprinkles. Begin by adding the whole Oreos into a large Ziploc bag. Then place the bag on a cutting board and crush the Oreos with a rolling pin. Lucky for you, there's an added bonus. This is also a great way to get out anger. Let's assemble the cake. Begin by spreading some vanilla buttercream in the center of an 8-inch cake board. Next, secure down the first cake and pipe some frosting on top. Spread out the frosting with an offset spatula. Now, sprinkle on the Oreo crumbs that we made earlier. Feel free to put a lot more than I did. Repeat the process with the next layer. It's time to place on the last cake layer. Make sure to place it on upside down. This will ensure that your cake has perfectly sharp edges. After that, you can frost the crumb coat. To do this, pipe frosting going up the sides of the cake and cover the top in frosting. The piping tip that I'm using is Wilton number 789. It just makes this process much easier. Now smooth out the frosting using a cake smoother. I'll link the one that I use in the description below. You don't want to move the smoother, you just want to hold it in place as you're spinning the turntable. Once you're done with the sides, smooth out the frosting on top. It's much easier to do this with an offset spatula. After you're done with the crumb coat, place the cake in the freezer for 15 minutes to chill. In the meantime, make the white drip. Begin by pouring your candy melt into a microwave-safe bowl. Then add in heavy cream. All the measurements for this cake are in the description below. Next, microwave the mixture in 1-minute intervals until it's fully melted. After 15 minutes, it's time for the next coat of buttercream. For this coat, I just covered the sides and top in more vanilla buttercream. Once again, use an offset spatula to smooth out the frosting. Finish off the process with a cake smoother. Last but not least, use a small offset spatula to smooth out the frosting that's sticking out. It's time for the fun part, the sprinkles. You can use whatever sprinkles you want. Place the cake stand on top of a large cookie sheet. This will help catch the sprinkles. Now, press the sprinkles against the side of the cake. I don't recommend pressing them too high up the cake because you don't want the drip and the sprinkles to touch. Now, make the drips. It's super easy to do. Just apply a little bit of pressure on the top edge of the cake. The more pressure you apply, the farther down the drip will go. Once there's drips going all the way around the sides, fill in the top with the remaining ganache. Then quickly smooth it out before the ganache dries. Now, finish off the cake by decorating it with buttercream dollops. The piping tip that I use is a Wilton 1M star tip. I make the dollops by applying pressure as I lift up the piping bag. Instead of these dollops, you could also do buttercream swirls. Finish off the cake with the same sprinkles that we used around the bottom. And the cake is complete. All that's left now is to cut into it. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.